Alright, how's it going? It's morning time, like 9:30 or something. And me and Penny just come over to the farm. We've let both the dogs out. Gorgie's got a muzzle on, he's run off over there somewhere with Pen. Last I saw, Bung Bung was going that way. Anyway, so yeah, like the job that's going on here in the garage has stalled a little bit. So yesterday, the guy who's doing that job, he came in with his 2 helpers and kind of packed up his tools and took him home with him and said, oh, you know, I don't want to carry on, you can give the job to the other guy. And he said, oh, I don't want any money, I'm just going. And we thought, this is really weird, what's going on here? So anyway, it turns out he didn't really like that we kept sort of checking on him, and various people were going and sort of keeping an eye on it a little bit, and so I think that got on his nerves a bit, and he's done a runner. So just trying to think where Pen might be. Last I saw, she was over there, so let's go have a look. It looks like the job they've done so far is okay, but it's not perfect, and it wasn't what I told them to do exactly. So, you know, just the normal stuff's going on. So from my perspective, I have to check all the time, and if I don't, it always goes totally crazy. So I understand this sentiment, you know, no one likes to be checked on, someone looking over their shoulder and keeping an eye on their work. That always makes you feel uncomfortable, but you know, it's not his garage and his money, you know, it's like our garage and our money. So, you know, we're the bosses and we've got to check it, you know. Down that way or down that way? I don't know. Let's go this way. After what went wrong with our roof before, you know, now I'm like extra paranoid, and frankly, you know, I'm living in a hotel room with my wife and 2 dogs. It's not ideal. So I need this bungalow finished as fast as possible. I can't afford to have any mistakes, so I have to check. I don't have the luxury to not. I don't have the time for mistakes. I don't have the money for mistakes. So it's not like I'm checking for fun, is it? Well, there's Lek over there finishing off the little outside kitchen. I think he's done a reasonable job on the kitchen tiling, so I think I'm going to let him do the small bathroom as well. At least sort out the plumbing and get the floor sorted out. I just spotted Gorgie and Pen. Gorgie, where you going? Come on. Can't get the water. He normally will come back sort of because he wants a drink. Yeah, he's whinging, he wants the water. So yeah, we put that muzzle on him and let him have a run around with Bung Bung maybe in the morning, but it's got to be supervised. Get him clean water, Pen. Anyway, today's job is to sort the car out. Over the last couple of months, I've noticed when I'm pressing the start button on the engine, it's just getting a bit sluggish turning over, so I've got a feeling the battery needs replacing. So my Toyota Hilux is about 4 years old. I think it's a 2016 or something. What are we now? 2021. So yeah, it's got to be 4.5 to 5 years old now. So that's about time for a new battery, I think. So yeah, so far so good with this car. It's a Toyota and typically completely reliable. It's never had any problems. Obviously we want to keep it that way, so I think it's time for a service on this as well. So maybe we'll do that today, see what the cost is like. Right, let's see if it'll be a bit sluggish for the camera. Tiny bit, but yesterday it almost didn't start, so I think I've got to change the battery. All right, so we're over here in the town now. There's Pen over there. That's the cow field over there. That's where we take the dogs for a wee in the morning if we're headed into town. And then there's this big like auto place there. There's the car in there, so they're working on it now. So they said it'll be an hour or 2, so we'll go have a coffee or whatever. The little coffee shop over there, that Chadoy. I don't know where she's off to. So we're in the little coffee shop. It's aircon and a big fan right behind me, so it's nice and cool. Gonna get coffee. They've got these waffles here, but they've run out of loads of the ingredients, so I just say, well, make me a nice waffle. So we'll see what they bring me. Yeah, it's alright. Is your one alright? So often in Thailand, like you order coffee and then they bring you a pot of tea as well. I'm not sure why exactly, but double caffeine hit. Alright, so this is the waffle. Looks pretty thick and fluffy and chocolate sauce, caramel sauce. Come on. Is it hot? Going for the chocolate sauce, of course. It's nice and hot and soft. That waffle was really nice in there. So I'll remember that as a breakfast spot from now on. And they run out of butter and everything, so I think next time I go back I'll take my own butter and my own fruit and have a good time. So when we dropped the car off earlier, they gave us the keys to one of their sort of borrow motorbikes. So instead of hanging around all day, I thought we'd go back to the farm. It's like a semi-automatic, you know, no clutch and gears down there. It's a bit weird. I've not ridden one of these before, and it's got barely any brakes. It's a real piece of shit. Bang! Gorgie, what are you doing? Get out of my sand! Right, so we made it safe and sound despite that. That is awful. Everything is wrong with that. I thought that one was bad, but this is just truly shocking. Everything's wrong with that bike. Love to buy a nice motorbike over here, but I've got no money. Saved a bit of the waffle for the dog, so that's their treat for not escaping. Come on, Gorgie. Look, can't be stable. It's in the sand. They've definitely been fighting in the sand. So I'm trying to tidy out all this sand and make it all nice, and the dogs keep... No, it's full of paw prints. They're real bastards, these dogs. They go, like, wherever you don't want them, that's where they go. It's like they're psychic, but in, like, a bad way. Yeah, I'm talking about you. Bloody husky. Trouble. Big trouble. So anyway, not too much moaning today. We're finally kind of having a day off. I think we've been at it for, like, 7 days straight, working pretty hard, so it's nice to go out and have a waffle and a coffee. I don't know what we're going to do this afternoon, but maybe not a lot. Dog in my sand. You enjoying that, are you? Do you like the nice flat sand I made there? Bang. Out! Out of it! Smack! Anyway, I'll leave Pen and the dogs here and I'll go and pick up the car, go and return the death machine. Okay, so that's all sorted. Paid 10,100 baht for that, so that's not too bad. So it's just gone over 50,000 kilometers, so that means I had all the engine oil done, obviously, and these filters in here, cabin filter, and I also had the oil done on the drivetrain. Because it's four-wheel drive, you've got to do the differential and something else underneath to start. I think there's 3 oils need changing under there as well. A new battery as well, and it does start much snappier now. Yeah, it's much better. Also, the brakes had got really grabby. I don't know what they did to the brakes, but I saw they had all the wheels off and they were doing something to them, and the grabbiness has gone. The brake feels back. It's all, yeah, I'm pretty happy with that thing. I'm glad with the price, and they seem to have done what I told them to do. Well, after that experience, I've got a newfound appreciation for this little bike now. It's much nicer than that other piece of shit. Having said that, you know, that trip to and from the garage on that horrible motorbike, even though it's such a horrible bike, everything's wrong with it, but even that little run up and down the road at 20 miles an hour on that is so much fun. There's something about motorbikes I can't quite get over. Dangerous as they are and expensive as they can be, I just always want one, you know. Pen's gone over to see the neighbour, so maybe I'll wander off in that direction as well. Tell you a story while I'm on the way. So a couple of years ago back in England, I sold my motorbike. I had a really nice motorbike. It was a KTM Super Duke. I'll put up a picture of it. I had that for the summer of 2018. Summer in England in 2018 was a really fantastic summer. It was sunshine, I don't know, 7-8 months of pretty much non-stop sunshine. It was incredible weather, and I got to spend that summer on the back of a Super Duke, which was, well, an unforgettable experience. Time of my life sort of thing in a way, you know. So as much fun as that motorbike was, it was just too fast, and You know, you just ended up speeding all the time, whether intentionally or unintentionally. You know, sometimes it's a nice sunny day outside and you might take your motorbike out for a spin, and you know, you find an appropriate place to see how fast it goes or something, you know. But also there were so many times that I was unintentionally speeding. I wasn't even thinking about it. There's one that really sticks in my memory. I was on the dual carriageway, like a 2-lane highway, and there's this van in front of me, and I think, well, you know, just pop inside him, undertake him round this corner. And so I do that. As I'm passing the van on the inside of him, the front end of the bike does a little bit of a shimmy. So I'm thinking, oh, I wonder why that is. So I look down and, well, I'm doing 110 miles an hour. And I was like, it's not the first time, but you're like, bloody hell, am I going that fast? And these bikes, and some cars I suppose as well, they're just so fast that they catch you out with their speed. And so anyway, I realised that the bike had to go, because either I was going to have an accident and, you know, damage myself, or one of these days there's going to be an unmarked police car behind me and I'm going to lose my licence, and therefore I can't work and I can't earn money, and I can't have that. So as much as I didn't want to, as much as I love that motorbike, I had to, you know, rip it off like a band-aid. And I just instantly decided then and there, because I'd had it for like a year, I thought I'd get calmed down, grow into it, but it just didn't happen, and I had to do the sensible thing and get it out the door. So yeah, that was my last motorbike. That was a couple of years back. I thought I might be done with them, but you know, I've still got the itch, and like I say, even getting on like a shitty little bike and running up and down the road at 20 miles an hour is still, you know, really fantastic fun. So I think sooner or later I'll have to get another one. I think Pen's over here at the neighbours. Here at Puck's, I'm jealous of his massive garage. You can fit loads of cars. He's got a whole workspace there with all his tools. Yeah, Puck's got like his farm here as well, so he's got some durian planted like we do for making a bit of money in a few years' time, fingers crossed. And he also does lots of other odd jobs and stuff. He's got a digger, and he's a handyman. He fixes diggers, cars, whatever. And, well, he's got all his stuff, his welding stuff, all of his tools all lined up. Wish I had this. Super jealous. Hopefully my shed will be something like this one day. Motorbike to work on. I think that's what people want, isn't it? I know like everyone's different and whatever, but I don't know. A lot of men are like me, aren't you? Maybe some women too. You just want a bit of space, and you want to be able to muck about with your own car and muck about with your own motorbikes and have a place to fix stuff. And that's like what you can't get in England, isn't it? Like I can't afford that in England. There's just no chance. So I've got to come to Thailand to get it, isn't it? So yeah, the age-old debate, cars versus motorcycles. So personally, obviously, I really like both. You can't beat the practicality of a car, especially if it's pissing it down with rain. You can sit in there in the aircon, or have the heaters on if you're cold. Protects you from the weather. Carry all sorts of stuff in your boot or your bed of your truck. Cruising down the highway with your wife and dogs in the back. Getting bags of cow poo for your farm, you know. Can't beat that practicality. But for putting a smile on your face, even a piece of junk moped like this, well, it can't be beat really. What's happening, Pen? Nothing's happening. That's not very exciting for the YouTube video. You're supposed to say, you know, ham it up for the camera. Yeah, all right, let's do a screenshot, you know, like a video thumbnail. Come on, come over here and pose for the video. Oh, let me guess. Straight in the sand pile for digging, is it? There's a surprise. Look at these monkeys. Bung Bung, stop that. Well, it's not too bad actually. He's only spreading it into the road, so it doesn't really matter. Right, let's try and... Everyone pose for the YouTube thumbnail. I can't. Well, hopefully we got a good one. Normally I don't put any effort into like the YouTube thumbnails and whatever. And maybe I should, but maybe at some point I'll start putting in a little bit more effort and trying to take nice thumbnails and clever titles and do a bit of clickbait and all that. The cost of servicing the car in Thailand might surprise you. Go on, get him in there. Wash him good. Naughty dog. Naughty Bung Bung. Gorgie, come on, in the bath. Just locked the dogs up and then Bung Bung went sprinting past us. We're like, how did he get out? What the... So look, hole in the fence. I don't know how that broke. I guess they were fighting and ran up against it and it just snapped and Bung Bung squeezed through. So that's annoying. These are only like cement boards, but I don't know. Hopefully Bung Bung doesn't realise he can do that whenever he likes. Right, at least Gorgie didn't get out. He's sitting in there. Yeah, whack that in front of it for now. I don't know where Bung Bung went. He was going bloody fast, flat out somewhere. Just want to see what they're up to over here. There's that naughty dog. He's just building himself a little hut for sitting down in. He's put it under one of his palm fronds. It's got a bit of shade there already. Bung Bung, naughty. What do you think you're doing? Want a smack? Well, I didn't quite get a day off. Come out to buy the wire mesh for the concrete floor in the garage. They're just loading it in the back now. It looks really heavy. Well, there's the mesh for the garage floor. I'm just going to sort of shove it out the back.